And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us here at News 5. We are looking at a picture that was sent in by one of our viewers, Bruce. Thank you so much for sending this in. This was the supermoon that we saw the other night, and it's also known as the beaver moon. And it's called the beaver moon because this is usually the time of year when beavers start to prepare for the winter time. So, little fun fact for you for the day. And we are taking a look right now across the Broadmoor, where we did see a beautiful sunset earlier on, but that sun has now set behind the mountain, so it's slowly getting darker, but they do have their Christmas decorations out and about for the upcoming holidays. And for wind gusts, they are getting gusty yet again, so 24 miles an hour in the Springs. We're gusting to 38 in the Springs right now, so definitely a gusty evening, and we'll continue to see that going into the evening hours. And closer to dinner time, we could start to see that die down a little bit here in the Springs, but we'll still see those gusty conditions down in Pueblo. It'll really be variable throughout the evening. It'll go up and it'll go back down, and it's because we're seeing one storm system exit the area and we're seeing another one move on through. So it is creating some gusty conditions for us here. As for satellite and radar, this is the current storm system that brought us all of that rain to the southeastern portion of the state that has since moved out of the area. And the second one that we are watching is going to help to bring in some colder air to the area. And we'll continue to see that low pressure system move off to the northeast. And again, this second storm system is going to bring in that cold air and is going to help to bring us some snow chances for the higher terrain and the mountains. We could see a few flurries on I-25, but no accumulations are expected. But notice behind this, we'll see this ridge set in place, and it'll be bringing us some dry and warmer conditions, eventually getting into those 60s by the middle of the week. As for Futurecast, this is what we will be dealing with. So Tuesday into those overnight hours, we'll start to see those heavier bands of snow for the higher terrain along the Continental Divide specifically, but as that front continues to move through, there's just not enough moisture to sustain these snow showers. So by the time they make it to I-25, we'll start to see that diminish, and we'll just really be left with some flurries. And then we'll start to be clear going into Wednesday. As for our snow confidence, there's really only about a 40% chance of even seeing a dusting for the Springs. Woodland Park has the best chances of seeing really any accumulations on the ground. Overnight lows tonight, most of us will be sitting in those 20s, and by tomorrow, you'll need that jacket throughout most of the day because we're only going to be getting up to 38 here in the Springs and 44 down in Pueblo. Most of us in the plains in those 40s as well. As for the next 7 days, 38 degrees for your Tuesday. We'll have this gradual warming trend going on throughout the week. But then, as you notice, once we get to the back half of this upcoming weekend, we'll see another cold blast come on through. Tuesday, this is what your hour by hour will be looking like. Again, it's going to be staying cold throughout most of the day. Pueblo, 44 for your Tuesday. We'll continue with some gusty conditions as that next system moves on through, but we'll be warming up into those 60s. Canyon City, 40 for your Tuesday. You guys will also be warming up into those 60s by the time we get to Thursday, and that cold blast will come in on Monday. As for Woodland Park, we'll eventually just be in those 50s by the end of the week.